A Russian missile strike kills 4 people in Lviv, western Ukraine. Ukrainian officials consider Russian missiles to hit Lviv on Thursday, killing at least 4 people, the biggest attack on the city's public infrastructure in western Ukraine since Russia's all-out invasion. President Vladimir Zelensky released a 1-minute video showing parts of the building's roof and upper floors collapsed and windows shattered as rescuers search for survivors in the wreckage. He said he would get an answer. Zelensky said on the Telegram messaging app, "Unfortunately, people were injured and died. My condolences to their families. There will be an attack from the enemy. It will be a demonstration." The Ministry of Interior declared the death toll as 4 and reported that 32 people, including children, were injured. Rescue teams continue to work at the scene. Emergency services said they successfully rescued 7 people from the wreckage and evacuated 64 more. Mayor Andriy Sadovyi described the attack as the biggest in the more than 16-month war against Lviv's public infrastructure. The city of Lviv is far from the front lines, about 70 kilometers, 43 miles, from the border with NATO member Poland. Before the Russian invasion in February 2022, Lviv was home to about 700,000 people. The population has increased since the start of the war, and many people fled to the city due to conflicts and airstrikes in other parts of the country. The Ukrainian Air Force said that Russia launched Caliber missiles from the Black Sea to Lviv. 7 of the 10 missiles were said to have been fired. Sadovyi said many homes, offices, schoolchildren and schools were destroyed. He said that the windows of hundreds of houses were broken and the damage was enormous. President Volodymyr Zelensky has promised a real response to the night attacks of Russian terrorists. The Russian army has not yet commented on the attack. Mr. Klemenko wrote on Telegram that at least 7 people had been rescued from the building, adding that he feared more could be trapped under the rocks. Mayor Andriy Sadovyi said that about 60 houses were damaged and some houses had their roofs blown off. A school and a polytechnic school building were also destroyed, he said. Dr. Sasha Dovzik works at the Ukrainian Institute in London and currently lives in Lviv. He told me he was hiding in the bathroom when he heard the air raid siren. "This is what we have to do," told the BBC. "This is an application in Ukraine. You should put 2 walls between yourself and the street, preferably without windows, without glass. I was on the wall in the bathroom when the rockets, the missiles we now know as calibers, hit buildings 2 miles away. Hiding in vibration, so the effect was huge." The Ukrainian Air Force claims that Russia has launched a missile from the Black Sea. Ukrainian Armed Forces says in Telegram post, Caliber cruise missile killed 7 out of 10, but said one of the rockets changed direction towards Western offensive. The BBC cannot confirm these claims. Russia has been launching rockets and drone attacks on Ukrainian cities for months, often hitting civilian targets and causing large amounts of electricity. Last week, 13 people, including children, were killed in an attack on a restaurant and shop in Kramatorsk, eastern Ukraine. Although Lviv is in western Ukraine and far from Ukraine's southern and eastern lines, it was also attacked first by Russia. Last month, Lviv officials announced that important infrastructure in the city was hit by a drone attack. Russian rockets hit the city of Lviv in western Ukraine, killing at least 4 people, officials said. Mayor Andriy Sadovy said that 3 people were killed and many injured in the attack, and about 60 houses and 50 cars were damaged in the parking lot. Emergency services were searching for several people trapped in the wreckage Thursday morning. District Governor Maxim Kozitsky said in a Telegram post that one of the main systems was damaged, but did not provide further details. Planes flew over Ukraine earlier today after reports of rockets entering Ukrainian airspace. Mr. Sadovy also reported multiple bombings in his hometown. Meanwhile, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky claimed that the Russian army had placed explosives on several reactors at the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant to make it look like they had attacked the Kyiv facilities. Experts at the United Nations nuclear watchdog at Europe's largest nuclear power plant said they did not find any traces of explosives, but they needed more time to be sure. Highlights: Ukraine and Russia accuse Europe's largest nuclear power plant of imminent attack. UK Ministry of Defence says Putin's apocalypse is more than 10 days away. Russian military factory Zelensky exploded on the roof of Ukraine's face, Russia's violent attack in the war. Putin said the day after the diversion that Russia was united. Infestation. The 3rd and 4th floors of the 2 sections of the building have been demolished. Ukrainian Interior Minister Igor Klimenko wrote in Telegram that as of 7 o'clock, 4 people were killed and 9 injured. He said that rescuers are working hard to save people who are still under the rubble. The mayor of Lviv University of Technology Andriy Sadovy announced on Telegram that the dormitory of the Lviv University of Technology was destroyed. This is the biggest attack on Lviv's public infrastructure since the Russian occupation, said. The result of a night attack by Russian terrorists, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said in a Telegram video showing the damaged building. An answer will be given to the enemy. An answer. It is not clear how many bombs were dropped. Zelensky also posted drone footage showing the damaged buildings from above. The 3rd and 4th floors of the building, which was hit, collapsed. The Ukrainian Air Force announced that Russia fired 10-caliber cruise missiles from the Black Sea to Lviv on Thursday at around 1 p.m. and at Lviv in the western Ukrainian region of the city of the same name, 7 of which were affected. Prime Minister Andriy Sadovy said that around 60 apartments and 50 cars were destroyed in the strike area. Speaking about residents in the video, Sadovy said it was the biggest attack on Lviv's public infrastructure since there was an all-out attack last year,